Hey, book lovers, ever wonder what would happen if you found out your blood wasn't red but gold? Yeah, neither have I. But that's exactly what happens to our girl Dika in Namina Forna's The Gilded Ones. And let me tell you, it gets wild. Welcome to today's book review, where I break down the fantasy, the world, the characters, the writing style, and even throw in some hot takes. Stick around if you like strong female leads, rebellious warriors, and a touch of feminist magic. And if not, well, stay anyway. Support a sister, and you might just find out you do like it. For those of you who haven't read The Gilded Ones yet, here's the tea. So here you go. It is a young adult fantasy novel set in the kingdom of Alteria, where purity is everything. Girls are subjected to a purity ritual at the age of 16. And if there's blood, and if their blood isn't red, well, let's just say their life expectancy drops faster than my Wi-Fi on a stormy night. Now, Decca, and the name may be pronounced Dika, who's the main character, finds out she has gold blood. This classifies her as a near immortal warrior. Now, instead of being executed, she's recruited into an elite force fighting mysterious creatures. Now, stay with me. Remember, this is a fantasy book. But things aren't as black and white as they often appears. Secrets are revealed or unraveled, friendships are formed, and Decca's world gets turned upside down. Imagine that. The interesting thing is the author's writing of creativity of the world building is chef's kiss. Alteria is a rich, immersive world filled with cultural depth and mythology. Almost makes you feel like it's real, but it's also a hot mess of where women are treated like second-class citizens. If you are a fan of the series The Children of Blood and Bone or The Hunger Games, you will likely vibe with the dark, oppressive, and rebellious energy. Now, what I found most impressive was the mix of African-inspired mythology with high-stakes fantasy. That was an A+ rating. Decca, again, maybe Dika, absolutely queen. She starts off timid and unsure of herself, but she grows into a fearless warrior. And I must mention her squad. Oh, her squad was made up of girls supporting girls, elite warriors taking names, badass mentors. Yes, all of that and more. There's also a touch of romance, but don't worry, it does not overshadow the main plot. Now, the author's writing is cinematic to me. The action scenes are fast-paced. The emotional moments are heart-wrenching. The dialogue is sharp. It's the kind of book you can visualize as a movie while you're reading it, and I will speak on that later. I felt at times the pace gets a little choppy. Some minor moments felt rushed. And as a reader turned reviewer, I will offer my humble opinions as it pertains to the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, in this review, there are only the good and the bad, which I will refer to as the good and the challenging. I don't really like the word ugly. So with that being stated, I'm going to start with the good. The good consists of strong female lead and an amazing character growth all throughout the book. World building with rich cultural influences, themes of curated identity, feminism, and resistance. Fast-paced action with some emotional depth. Now the challenging. Some plot twists are a little bit predictable to me. The ending felt a little rushed, like the author sprinted to the finish line. Some violent moments might be a little more intense for the younger readers than considered appropriate. Recommendation? The author could have served her audience better by providing a warning about the heavy violence and the possibly triggering aspects of the storyline. Again, not a requirement to making a great story, but would have been a great service to the reader, especially since this book falls under the young adult readers 14 and above category. So from here, I will move on to my favorite quotes. Let's take a moment to appreciate some of the standout lines. One of my personal favorites, quote, "They want us obedient, living in fear. But what if we refuse to be afraid?" End quote. Another one, quote, "Outcast by blood, warriors by choice," end quote. And one more, which is on the back of the book. Come on now, don't leave me. One more, quote, "Are we girls or are we demons? Are we going to die or are we going to survive?" Ah, does that not just make you want to just, goosebumps? So powerful, right? This book is full of empowering moments that'll make you want to grab a sword and take on the world. We are deserving of allowing ourselves to fantasize sometimes. So with that being said, who should read this book? What do you think I'm going to say? Absolutely. Who should read The Gilded Ones? You should read The Gilded Ones. Only if you love female leads, fantasy with real-world parallelism, and a plot that keeps you on your toes, then this book is for you. Now, if you prefer lighthearted reads with zero emotional turmoil, maybe you should proceed with caution. I've warned you. Now, if you're here for the movie adaptation vibes, this book is it, because it did end up being on screen. So congratulations to Namina Forna for that achievement. So what do you think? Is this a book that you would read? Is this something that you would grab out of the library or from your bookstore? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Until next time, peace, love, respect, heart and soul.